Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Fandom Flux podcast episode.
Dude.
Hey, people.
All that time, you didn't even check what episode number it is?
Well, what time?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
What time, Kenchi?
2 weeks we didn't do this.
Somebody mentioned the word deja vu, and then I went and I found the Initial D song. And then directly up next by the YouTube algorithm was Caramel Dancin', the original. So I'm gonna post that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let this play in the background as my brain dies. Yeah.
I unironically love Caramel Dancin'. It's really good.
It's pretty good.
It's what I like to listen when my brain is rotting in my skull.
It provides a nice background music, yes.
What were we doing? Oh yeah, the intro. Hi everybody. No, not that one.
You guys are lame.
Fandom Flux podcast. Yeah, that's the one. Kenchi's silly because he's not a fan of the bunny ear thing from Caramel.
Screw you.
I don't remember the actual song right now, or I would sing it to annoy him. So, I'm Casey. How's it going? The one that's being a grumpy butt is Kenchi. Kenchi's here.
Kenchi 618, kiss my ass.
I mean, he could have been cheerful to prove me wrong, but okay, fair enough. Lean into it. That's fine. The Zero's here.
Prince Ali, mighty is he, Alibaba.
Oh god, you actually watched that movie.
I went to Best Buy and I saw this toy. I did see the movie, and it's a little Will Smith genie toy. Look at that! Isn't that nice?
No.
It's a nice toy.
I'm sure you dropped a good $15 on that.
I didn't, but I was tempted.
You know the
bigger
reason
version too.
Robin Williams was so pissed off after the first Aladdin film?
Yes,
was
I
Disney
do.
Making exactly that. Well, not
Yes,
exactly
I know.
that, but the original version.
The marketing and making him putting in more than 25% of the marketing because he didn't want to just have his name thrown around like that.
Yeah. They tried at the beginning, kind of, by literally have him take up 25% of the poster, which is a bit of a fuck you, but, you know. Alright. Yeah. God, that was... Slice is here. We're still doing intros.
Water and wet. It's fucking terrible. Also, winds will kill you. Surprise.
Cool. Patience here. Hello, patient.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. So who wants to go first? I don't know.
I can go first.
Cool.
So I saw John Wick 3.
Yeah.
I did too.
That's a good movie.
The first 30 minutes are the best. The first 30 minutes of a movie I've seen in a while.
It's just when they break into the one store full of weapons.
The weapon museum?
Yeah. Oh, that is action at its finest. I was so happy with that movie.
That was so... He spent like 5 minutes building a Magnum and shot it once. What the fuck?
Yes, perfect. This is what I need. It's
I've seen none of the John Wick films. Are they good?
They're
Yes.
stupid action.
it is stupid action that I love.
There's several hour-long gunfights with a tiny bit of plot attached to them. They're...
And here's the thing that we learn in this movie. All this shit basically happens over the course of 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah, the past 2 movies. It's only been a few weeks, and you've killed how many people?
So, is Keanu Reeves good in these films? Like, That's basically the reason I didn't even consider watching them. Was it's Keanu Reeves and he can't really act.
It's Keanu Reeves killing people.
Yeah,
It's Keanu Reeves being Keanu Reeves, and the film relying on him being Keanu Reeves to sell it.
Yeah, that's literally his character. Is he's kind of grumpy and he doesn't need to act.
Ah, okay, fair enough then.
Yeah.
All he has to do is do something he's passionate about, martial arts and gunplay.
And he really shines because of that. He barely has to talk.
Fair enough then. I might actually have to watch those.
They're pretty good.
So I saw that, and big fan of that. Excited for the next John Wick movie, because you know they're making a sequel to that.
They are. They've already talked about it.
Yeah. And then I also saw Aladdin.
Okay.
Arabian Nights.
So
Dun, dun, dun,
I want to
dun,
preface this.
dun.
I want to preface this with one very important thing. The last live-action Disney movie I saw was Dumbo.
Yeah, you talked about that.
So
You talked about that and you bummed everyone out talking about
my
that.
expectations were extremely low coming into this movie. And that's probably why I feel so positive about it.
I feel like at this point, going into a Disney live-action adaptation of anything, your expectations are going to be pretty fucking low. But fair enough.
I liked it. Obviously, Will Smith is trying to do his own version of Genie instead of just Robin Williams.
Which is fair enough, because Dan Castellaneta also tried to do Robin Williams and didn't do a very good job.
You don't do Robin Williams better than Robin Williams. So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you got to try and do your own spin on it.
So he does that, and for what it's worth, you can tell he's not just phoning it in; he is giving it his all, and I appreciate that. Overall, it's a good movie. It's not going to beat out the original or anything, but it is good. I liked it. I did not leave the theater pissed. I know one person I know did, but he'd gone in with higher expectations than I did, and that was probably a bad thing to come in with. Seeing the Dumbo movie really helped bring me really down low.
So what you really want is a double feature of live-action Dumbo and then live-action Aladdin. And
yes,
then
you
will be so pissed for the first 2 hours that you will go into the second two and be like, yes! Oh,
yeah, basically.
A semblance of quality, yes! Kind of thing.
That's all it really is. It's like, oh, yeah, this is. I feel better about myself now that I spent my time doing this. One to bring you to your absolute lowest of low, and one to breeze you up to an okay level. So yeah, temper your expectations. Obviously, lower expectations, the better the movie will be, because it is. I don't like Jafar though. Even with all of those qualifiers, I just don't like Jafar in this movie. And they tried to have an Iago, but it's just a parrot that talks like a parrot, and it's not. It's not the same at all, and Jafar has no charisma.
Could they not have at least brought back Gilbert Gottfried?
If they had, the movie would be way better, but they didn't.
It's a weird trend of the Disney live-action films is they seem to have decided they don't want to put magic or things that aren't very difficult to actually explain with real-world logic. You can't have a talking animal because those don't exist. And all of the quote-unquote plot holes from Beauty and the Beast needed to be fixed and filled in because that doesn't make sense. This is basically Stockholm Syndrome. Yeah, it's like these versions of the films are kind of made to answer all the internet shitty smart-ass YouTubers.
But Iago still talks, but he talks like an actual real life parrot, but yet also doesn't. It's like it's not realistic, but it is trying to be realistic. It doesn't know what it wants to be,
Yeah.
and that kind of confusion kind of takes away from scenes with Jafar and Iago. Also, with Jafar having no charisma or presence.
It's kind of like Disney forgot these were fairy tales.
If, for my record, the only live-action remake of Disney's that I've seen so far is the Cinderella one. I might have said this before. I think that they did that one pretty well. It wasn't the same plot as the original.
Was that
Just
Maleficent? Was that the one? Or
No,
was that
no,
another
no.
one?
okay. No,
Oh, that
I
was
liked
Sleeping Beauty.
Maleficent.
Sorry, yeah, that was Sleeping Beauty.
No, the remake of Cinderella was Cinderella.
Yeah.
Also making Maleficent too.
Oh God.
I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It depends on how good the plot they come with is.
I think it's called Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, and like, hey guys, now she's gonna be really evil. And I'm like,
I don't-
cool.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Turn into a dragon, you coward. But, anyways, Jasmine had a really, really good singing voice. Just really good singer for the actress. I don't know the actress's name, but you did a good job there. Aladdin was the actor for Aladdin was a fine Aladdin. He took a different spin on it, made him a lot more awkward, and kind of fits a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, that is a very different spin on the character, because the original was basically a cocky dickhead kind of thing.
Yeah, he's a lot more awkward, which means when he gets power and like becomes a prince, he's the like becoming more cocky and more of a that type of character fits more. I feel it certainly feels a lot more like of a satisfying change, but
Yeah. I feel like it'd probably be unfair for me to actually criticize this, but I'm not sure I like that idea. Just of him being an awkward and uncertain kind of character when the entire point of his backstory was that he's learned to live and survive on his own.
It's not quite. I think maybe I'm causing a different sort of point of view. What I mean is, when Aladdin becomes, prince, and then all of a sudden he is super yucking it up and being real cocky. Well, this character sucks at it because he's awkward and he's a street rat and he's never done it before. So it kind of makes sense in character. But
Fair enough.
When he's in his element, he really feels like he's in his element. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, that sounds a little more. Yeah, I can get along with that. That's fine.
Yeah, I like some of the things that they did differently. Still feel like it will never replace the original, obviously. But yeah, I'm going to see Godzilla on Saturday. I'm just having a whole string of movie weekends.
I have seen the memes of that one tweet where it says all the critics hate it because it's all about the monster fights and there isn't enough human drama. So obviously it's good.
Yeah. It's like, thank you. This is what we wanted. Thank you very much. Screw the critics. They're not like doing you any favors. We all want fights, please.
I just want to see the part where all the monsters are first discovered and they fuck shit up and no one expects it and they just come out of the ground or wherever the hell they're coming from and kill thousands of people. That's what I want.
We got a lot of monsters in it. A lot. From what I've heard by everybody who's seen it, so excited for that.
I need to go see. I'm probably going to see this tomorrow. more than likely. Probably gonna get a phone call tomorrow afternoon telling me, "Hey, you want to go see Godzilla?" And I'll be like, "Yeah."
You're gonna get drunk again, aren't you?
No, I should. I won't.
Oh, fair enough.
Aside from that, I've been racing through the story mode in Fate Grand Order because because there's an event that ends today, and I need to get to it. I need to get to the raid.
Why?
Gosh darn it! Because it has materials for upgrades I don't want to have to farm.
Dude, I don't think there's been more than a week where there hasn't been an event like that. You don't need to worry. Like, there is another one coming up, like, right after this.
But I'm in, like, Chapter 16 of America. I'm so close.
You're not close. Trust me.
So, I have, like, they're having an event right now with half the stamina cost for story events. So I'm, like, really raking in a bunch of extra stamina, and I'm just, oh yeah, it's gonna be great. So close. You just have to kill Thomas Edison.
You're not close. You've got Camelot after that, and then Babylonia, and those will take you a long fucking time, to be clear, because they're asshole hard. And then you've got the final one, which is also kind of a ball ache. So you've got some stuff to do, and it's going to take you some time.
I only have to clear America, I believe, to get to the event.
You sure?
Yeah.
I thought it was the final singularity, not the fifth one.
No, it was E Pluriba, you know.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So I'm currently trying to, because I'm back on this stuff, I got one character that I really like, and that's all I need.
Yeah, I hate you, and I also hate Ethan, currently. That's where I stand. I hate you both.
Everybody's getting that one gotcha character that Casey wants and cannot get. Tis a shame. Aside from that, I recently picked up Lapis X Labyrinth on Switch.
The hell is that?
It's basically you form a party and of like 4 characters, and then they all stack on top of each other, and then you make your way through a dungeon, and you gotta kill all the enemies, and you throw out your your party members from the stack to do assist moves, and once you hit enough enemies and get enough treasure, then you activate fever mode, and suddenly gems start appearing from everywhere, and you're just invincible, and just so much lights and colors, and it's fun.
Okay. That really didn't tell me anything about what the game is.
It's kind of it's a dungeon crawling. Well, not really. It's you're basically running through stages with a stack of characters that you from like all these different classes and all these different types of ways you can organize these 4, because you have way more classes than characters that you can pick. And as you run through and you grab all this treasure, you upgrade the amount of the equipment restrictions, so you can equip better gear, you can upgrade your character's kind of base stats and everything. And there's also like the fever mode you can activate when you get enough treasure, where everything starts like you get fireworks going in the background and like happy music plays, and every enemy you hit is dropping tons and tons and tons of gems and treasure, and it's just a fun and eye candy satisfying game. Not very complicated, but it's fun.
Listening to you talk about it is just making me wish that Serious Sam, the side-scrolling one where you stack guns on top of each other and basically have a tower of guns that all fire at once. I just wish that worked on Steam. That's all I'm thinking right now while I'm listening to you describe stacking people on top of each other and having them all attack at once. And yeah, that's all I'm thinking. It's making me sad. I want to have a tower of miniguns.
Like, for example, this is kind of what the game looks like. You got some characters stacked on top of each other, and it's, you can use your push the assist button to throw them out, and they do attacks, and you can switch between them and switch which one you're playing, as long as you have members on your stack, and you gotta get all your treasure points.
I can't believe my comparison was so on point. That's... Yep, okay.
Might have to look into getting that.
Yeah, it's on Switch. It's $30. I think it's on Steam as well. Yeah, it's a good game.
You know what
Double
series
check.
I miss? Etrian
What?
Odyssey. I want to play one
Actually,
of those again.
I don't think it's on Switch. It's on. Let me double check. I might be wrong. Wikipedia, please help me. Because it's on PS4. It's on Switch. I don't know if it's on Steam. I don't think it's on Steam. So yeah, just that's been my week for the most part. Weeks is doing a lot of other stuff as well. Actually, yeah, I almost forgot. The other night, I've been working on Wednesday nights for being a sort of a group leader in my church for small groups for middle schoolers.
Oh.
And last Wednesday was their kind of graduation / move up day, where they're going to the high schooler, like going into high school. Because I was working with a bunch of 8th grade boys, and I was supposed to be shadowing the leader, but 90% of the time the leader was quote unquote sick. So basically, I was leading and doing everything. Even on the move up night, the last night that we're going to work with these students, he sends me a text the morning of and says, "Hey, I'm sick." I'm like, really? You couldn't just hold back for one day? Kind of the most important day.
Well, good on you for stepping up.
Yeah, I think the other staff at the church kind of knew about it, and they want me to come back in the fall, but I don't know where I'm going to be by then. So yeah, can't really commit to anything.
If you do, maybe ask for a higher position that is not going to have all the responsibility but none of the recognition.
I've basically been leading it anyways, so I think they recognize that. They're very friendly with me.
That's good.
But yeah, that's been my weeks.
Sweet. Tell you what, I will go next because mine won't be massively long. While after that, patient, maybe you want to go after me? Is that good? Because you've been muted for most of the...
That's fine.
Yeah, I just don't know whether you're actually here or not. So, my... Is it 3 weeks? 3 weeks. God damn.
It's been a while.
Yeah. And considering it's been 3 weeks, you would think I would have something to talk about. But, so I got my appointment through for the first consultation on getting my wisdom teeth out. That's going to be next week. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Have they done an X-ray already, or what's the diagnosis?
Well, the one at the bottom right is broken and needs to come out. I think I talked about this when I first got all this stuff sorted out in January. One of them's broken and needs to come out in the bottom, and one in the top is also broken but hasn't quite fully come in yet, so they can't take it out at my regular dentist. So I was given the choice, hey, get them all taken out of the hospital, get it done all at once. You'll be knocked out, it'll be fine. Or we can just do the one that's, that we can take out here, and we can do that now. And you'll be anesthetized, but not, fully knocked out. And I'm like, fully knocked out, please. Also, let's get all of this done at once, so it's out of the way. So, yeah, that means I have to actually go in for proper surgery at the hospital, because they're going to have to cut open my gums to get at the teeth. Yeah. So that's fun.
Well, that sounds delightful. Don't get ice cream.
Sorry?
Don't get ice cream.
Yeah, people tell you to get like ice cream for like being soothing. That seems like a really bad idea to me. I'm not gonna lie. Just like something super sugary when you have like open wounds in your face. That's no.
It's actually the cold. It's not even the sugar. It's just cold on a wound that is stitched up. It's especially not in your mouth.
Yeah, so I should get straws. Straws would be good too. Just like make sure none of it goes in the bad places that would be bad. Like
you got to be real careful with that because suction can rip out stitches.
Right. That's also fuck. What the hell am I? Okay. That's There's gonna be some logistics going into this whole thing of how I'm gonna deal with that. But yeah, that's gonna be a thing.
Just drink things slowly and kind of tilt your head really far back. So basically, it just goes straight down your throat.
Yeah. And no soda. So I'm gonna have a headache on top of everything else. That's great.
Get caffeine pills. That is not a serious suggestion. Don't do that.
Well, just about every kind of painkiller in this country now has caffeine in them, so that's not a lot, but kind of the hey, perk yourself up while you're sick kind of caffeine. So, aside from that, I still have basically nothing except I had a sudden urge. Because of the pirate thing I was writing, I wrote a naval battle, and it was cool and fun, and made me really want to play Black Flag again, so I installed that, and that's fun. That's what I've been doing for the past couple of days, is just playing Black Flag. It's a really good game. Though...
Does it hold up well?
Kind of. Like... When did that game come out? Like 2013?
A number of years ago, yeah.
Yeah. You can tell that we have come pretty far because I cannot stop noticing the jankiness of the character models sometimes. Like the modern day segments where it's all first person, so you're looking directly at them when their faces don't quite animate right. Yeah, it's a little weird.
I didn't realize they had first person in that game. I had forgotten that.
Yeah. Just for like the modern day segments that you do for like 20 minutes every 12 hours or so. Yeah. But it's still fun. It's still great to blow up ships and occasionally stab people, I guess. That's a thing you sometimes do in that game, but no one really cares about it. So, yeah, that's a cool game. And I am paying a lot more attention to the naval terms in that game now because it's, important that I actually know them.
Huh. No, that makes sense. That's really cool, actually, using it as a learning tool, not just something purely for fun.
Yeah. Apparently, to reduce speed, you reel in the topsails, not the, topsails and maybe the... Yeah, like I say, it's a learning experience. I'm trying, but I have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to that stuff.
That's the great thing about fan fiction. 99% of your readers don't know either, so you can really just make up any jargon you want that sounds accurate, and you're fine.
All in the quibble tops. That's... Yeah, okay.
There you go. Fuck it, go for it. Call them quibbles. That's a real shit part. Fuck it.
It might be. I don't actually know. So, yeah, that's pretty much where I am. It's also a really fun story to write. So, just interactive storytelling is fun for me for some reason. Patient, you ready to go, my dude?
I am.
Yeah.
So, the past few weeks I've been spending a good part of it job searching.
Yeah.
Unsurprising. No luck. And with the fact that I turned 26 this past week, my parents' insurance isn't going to cover me much longer. If I don't have any success in the next few days, I'm going to have much choice but to head back to my previous job. So, I'd be going back to the banking job. I mean, I want to say it's not that bad. If the quotas were lower, I would have no reason to want to leave the job. But, well, that's where I am right now. I haven't given up looking elsewhere, but that's where I am.
Is that one of those things where you will actually be fired if you don't meet that quota, or they just complain constantly?
It's not a matter of being fired, but it's a bit more serious than just complaining. Under my manager specifically, she'll make sure that we always hit our quotas for the month as long as we put forth the effort to make it happen ourselves. If we fall a bit short, then she'll make up the rest. The thing is, just we have massive quotas to hit every month. And while we may have the people for it now, it bothers me prioritizing sales over service.
Yeah, that's...
How the hell would she make up the rest? I don't understand that part, but okay.
Forget it. I don't want...
Okay.
So, aside from that, as I turned 26 this past week.
Yay! Happy birthday. I didn't know, but happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm with Kenshi on this one. You're down the hill now. It's all downhill from here.
I mean, they're not wrong.
So, it was pretty enjoyable. Time with my family, steak and potatoes for dinner. It was delicious. And my mother baked a cake. And Zom and Hornet got together and pre-ordered Pokemon Shield for me.
Oh, that was sweet.
Yeah. Someone else on Discord also Sid Meier's Civilization Beyond Earth for me. Haven't gotten around to playing that yet.
You'll have to give a review of that. I'm really curious if it's any good.
Can do. I mean, I think highly of Civilization-type games to begin with. I don't have a lot of experience with them, but I love the concept. And most of my free time since I turned 25 is 26. I turned 26 on the 25th. That's where I got confused. So, most of my time has been spent on... Well, I got curious about Persona 5 after Joker was added to Smash. I looked up a Let's Play of it online. YouTuber Nico B. He has a bit of a vulgar manner of speaking and something of a sense of humor, but his blind Let's Plays are fantastic nonetheless. And he's quite observant. So, I think highly of him. So I started going through his Let's Play. I watched up to the point where Kaneshiro was introduced just because I was already spoiled. I think where I left off was the morning after Queen joined. So I didn't want to watch anymore because by that point I was determined to get the game myself. And so that's been taking up much of my time the past few days. I just secured the route to the treasure in Kaneshiro's palace.
I'm so happy.
Did that?
That's pretty solid progress.
Yeah. Zom is happy as well. He has a very high opinion of the Persona series, and I can see why. About that detective, though, he's giving off a serious light Yagen.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Definitely have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm sorry, do you not... Okay, what was his name again? Goro Akechi. Yes. He's giving off a serious light Yagami impression to me.
No, he's a good kid. Likes pancakes.
Totally.
How could you not like anyone that likes pancakes?
Yeah, he'll be your best friend.
Cole, as the kids say. He is great.
We'll see.
King Dragon sends his regards.
I don't know what that means.
So, yeah. The past few weeks of me have mostly just been job searching and Persona 5. That's pretty much. Though I've also been... I mean, we posted the next chapter of this Bites.
Yeah.
We're satisfied with that. How... Going off of your opinion, Casey, how dark was that section that we put in? The one with the sound bites showing off the what was going on.
Not as dark as it could have been.
Is that a good thing?
Depends on what you're after.
I just wanted to give an accurate summation without being... I didn't want to be too light-handed with a subject like this. I wanted to give it the proper emphasis, the proper definition, just showing without a doubt that it was that bad. But at the same time, I didn't want it to be, I'm going to have nightmares because of this.
Okay. I'm not the best person to ask because I frequent QQ. I have seen much darker. So much darker that my perception of such things is probably pretty skewed at this point.
As you say.
From my opinion, it maybe could have stood to be a little harsher. Like, from my perspective, again, that might be a little warped, the reaction to listening to it might have been... It was very strong for what was actually in that section, which might be a translation issue from written word to actually hearing it. That's a different experience. Yeah. But in that sense, something is lost in translation there that makes it seem not quite so bad.
I see. Alright, I'll see. I was honestly thinking it could have stood to be a bit darker, but I didn't want to go too far. Well, keep that in mind for the future at least. So, things are going pretty well otherwise. Family's doing well. My girlfriend is doing as well as she can be.
Well, that's good.
She's not in her parents' house because she has a job elsewhere, but she's still expected to head back there most weekends. It's well, nothing I haven't said before here. Very much look to when she can go away and never look back. It's just a matter of time.
And it sucks being part of this generation. A lot of us are kind of trapped at home for various reasons.
Alright, I don't think that there's anything else noteworthy, so I'll leave it at that.
Kenshi.
What?
Okay, Slicer.
Well,
or to Casey.
They haven't really done much in the past few weeks, actually. I also saw John Wick. Very good movie. Well worth the like $8 I paid for it. Let's see. I've been playing a lot of Let It Die. Still a good game. Still, yeah. That is my version of Gacha. I spent like $20 on it last month or something, which is a lot considering before that I spent nothing on it. Free game. Aside from that, most of the stuff that I've had to deal with is weather related. I do live in Iowa, so last night alone we had 4 supercell storms surrounding where I live in pretty much every direction, occasionally spitting out tornadoes. So that was great. It makes driving home really difficult, so I was pretty much stuck at my girlfriend's place, which I wouldn't normally mind, but they don't like me being, because I have a tendency to defile their niece yeah.
I respect your word choice there.
Huh.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anything else, Lisa? Lisa, you with us? Nope.
Well, if he's gonna go out,
Hang
I
on.
keep doing that thing where my mic just stops working after.
Yeah.
That's why I keep entering and exiting the call.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's about it, really. It's been pretty tame aside from the weather. Iowa sucks. Oh, I actually had to park my car in a nearby small town because I live on a gravel road and the gravel is swamp. I cannot physically get my car to. So my parents had to come get me in the Jeep, which can handle the roads.
You know, I sometimes wonder why huge swaths of your entire country are completely underpopulated. Then I hear weather stories, and then I don't wonder anymore. So,
yeah, no, there is a lot. There's very large sections, not technically things you should be living on, for various reasons. Either they're in a floodplain, they're constantly hit by tornadoes, or they have this thing in the ground which I forget what it's called, but if you build on top of it, it'll steadily decay and then turn into a sinkhole. So
limestone deposit.
Yes, I think that's it. Actually,
a what?
Limestone deposit.
Ah, right.
so you can build like farm buildings on top of it, but as for things you actually need to live in, they don't want you doing that.
Yeah. We don't have anything like that, but large sections of my city are actually sinking in a similar manner. Yeah. I live on top of an empty coal mine. So it's just kind of...
Now that is some Silent Hill shit right there.
Yeah, there was some horror stories that we were told when I was at high school, which also was very much sinking, as in you could measure it by inches year over year.
Jesus, that's terrible.
Yeah, they would tell stories of, hey, if you light a match and drop it in the wrong place, the entire city could go up. That's probably not true, but it was utterly terrifying for like a 12-year-old to hear.
I mean, that is what's happening to the Pennsylvania town that Silent Hill was based off of, but I'm assuming there's not enough coal left in the mine that you're on top of.
No idea.
Well, maybe don't find out.
Yeah. It's just like...
Or do find out, and we can make a movie of what happens to you.
Where I burn up and explode very quickly and expire, probably.
Hey, you choose your own adventure, pal.
Everyone likes explosions.
Flip to page 67 for this choice of making a documentary of your death.
Okay, now that Ken has planned out my snuff film, would he like to go next?
Sure. Why the F not? Let's see. I also saw Keanu Reeves, the movie, in theaters. That'd be John Wick 3. And I liked it. There's just one scene that I found to be extremely gratuitous.
Oh, really? One scene? Just one?
It's saying a lot, but listen, hear me out. For those of you that watch the movie. The scene right after he picks up Halle Berry, and they're like fighting their way out of they're like fighting their way out of Morocco.
Yeah.
That went way too long.
It went on for a while.
Yeah, but the dogs.
You could have
Dogs-
kept the dogs were the major point, so you could have just kept the dog stuff in there and not had me like watch Keanu Reeves and Halle Berry shoot dudes in the head for 10 minutes because eventually it became the same thing.
Let's just shoot them in the chest and then the head.
There were only
Okay, good.
There were only 5 things in that entire 10 minutes of shooting that needed to be seen. The first bit of shooting, some of the dog stuff, the part where she did the dog thing where it jumped on her back to get to a higher level, and the part where Keanu Reeves and that dude were both scrambling to reload in close quarters, because that was hilarious.
You know what?
Kenshi,
That's okay.
What?
you just said 5, and you listed 4.
There's a 5th one, but I can't remember what it is, right?
I really did like that movie, especially the whole penthouse fights.
That was good, actually.
Mm-hmm.
How long
Bro.
did you the group of guys that joined the 2 actual characters? How long did you think they were going to live?
As long as they did, which was, 10 seconds.
Yeah, I thought they
Yeah,
were going to die
that-
immediately.
I knew they weren't going to last long. I didn't quite think it was going to be what it was.
Oh no, our enemy has planned for this by wearing body armor.
Yeah, here's the thing. What's his face? The dude that ran the Continental. He knew he was going to do what he did. So why didn't he get his guys better shit?
Sometimes you just don't want to bring out the shotgun yet.
Yeah, I don't know if we're actually going full on spoiler here, but I do have some theories about the end of the movie, or rather just the one. But yeah,
I mean, from what I understand, it's John Wick, so spoilers are kind of a non-entity, but still, even so, maybe cool it a little.
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
All right, I'll move on then. Aside from that, there wasn't a show last week, as everyone probably noticed. So instead of like recording a podcast, Casey decided to, watch me play Super Mario World for 2
Yeah.
hours.
I decided to do that, and I also decided to wait the 40 minutes it took you to set it up.
It shouldn't have taken that long because I did it
'Cause I'm a
already,
nice
and
guy.
I knew how to do it. It shouldn't have taken that long, but it did.
It's fine. Like I said at the time, I wasn't doing anything more interesting, and I did want to record something if it wasn't going to be the podcast that day.
So yeah, we're not done yet. We are most of the way through, and it's like 5 episodes worth, which I guessed it would be when we were actually recording. So yay, I'm a prophet.
And luckily, I am only somewhat racist during the
Yeah, you really only focus on one ethnicity.
Yep.
Like, man, do you focus hard on it? Several times.
It became a thing, and I
During
couldn't
what?
stop. You can't
During-
stop it being a thing once it's a thing. You need to
During every castle
lean into it. That's what you do.
and the fortresses. So yeah, expect that to top off the end of every single episode because every episode stops after the castle. So expect Casey's racist caricatures at the end of every episode because it's gonna happen.
It wasn't really plural. It was only the one, but yes.
Fair enough. Let's see. Aside from that, what else did I do? Released a chapter of Less Than Zero over the last 2 weeks. What?
Chat.
Chat. That. Oh. Whatever. Updated Less Than Zero with nothing.
Okay, Kent, you're getting a little spotty there, so we'll just give it a few seconds. Okay, try again.
Saturday. Okay. Updated a chapter of Less Than Zero. That was a thing that happened. That was fun.
I didn't actually receive the email for it. I'm just saying yeah because that's what I say when people say they release something. But yay.
Yay, I hope. And most importantly, I have a wrestling thing this weekend. And it's kind of important because I'm in the main event of a main show for once.
Woo! Film it. Wait, I assume it's going to be filmed.
Yes.
Yes!
Yes, it is. It's going to be on Twitch like it usually is.
Yeah!
And apparently, four different teams of 2. And there's like 4 different titles on the line. So I might win a title.
Cool.
So who knows? Or I might lose. And my team might have to split up forever. Who the hell knows? I don't. I'm not going to know till Saturday.
Huzzah! Here's hoping for the best then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
And I'll post that whenever it happens. So you can all watch it. And yeah, that's all I got, guys.
Woo.
Woo!
Okay.
I can't wait for the hope it goes well.
Anyone got any recommendations? Blah blah blah.
Off the top of my head, not really come up with it.
And sadly, no, I haven't really done enough to recommend anything.
Okay, I have a recommendation.
Oh my god.
Kind of. Mostly. It's a thing I like, but it's very, very shallow. So, just a decent way to spend time. There is a quest on Sufficient Velocity. I don't read a lot of quests on Sufficient Velocity, but there is one called There Was an Idea, a Kevin Feige quest.
It's Feige.
Okay, Feige. I don't know how to pronounce his name. How the fuck do I know how to pronounce his name?
I thought you were being a dick on purpose.
Nope.
It's Feige.
Okay, Feige. Sure, whatever. So the players are controlling the brain of that dude, whose name I will no longer say out of spite. Because he's an asshole. And yeah, basically just plotting out the entirety of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and television universe at this point also. So planning out the films and choosing cast and plot direction and directors and such and such and such and such. It doesn't go into a lot of detail, which is unfortunate. There is a brief plot thing where they try and get hold of the rights back from Fox and Sony and Universal for I think it's the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and Hulk, respectively. And it became a whole thing of trying to get that going and actually had a plot for a bit, which was the most interesting it's been. But aside from that, it's still pretty okay as a way to just spend time and just imagine what-ifs of what might have happened if certain things happened in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, if, say, Incredible Hulk got a sequel, or if Incredible Hulk was good, like the one with, what's his name? I forgot what his name is. No one's helping me out.
Jordan?
What?
The Incredible Hulk film that wasn't the Ang Lee one, the one that's technically in the MCU.
Is that actually part of the MCU? I just
Yeah,
assumed
it
everyone
is.
was ignoring that.
No, it's a thing. Just because they didn't use Edward Norton again, it's the Incredible
That's it,
Hulk.
Edward Norton. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Norton.
Yeah. If that one was good, and they got Mark Ruffalo for it, so it isn't confusing. And yeah, it's some nice what-if scenarios if the films were made slightly differently, and imagining what that might have been like, because the story won't actually tell you. It just leaves it to your imagination, which is unfortunate, which is my main problem with it. That it doesn't dive deep enough into that stuff, but for what it is, it's pretty good. So I'm gonna link that for my own sake.
Well, that's cool. That sounds pretty extensive, honestly.
It's interesting enough that it has created a mini trend of people doing this. There are 2 different versions of the DCU doing the same thing, and there was one for, what was it? I think it might have been Star Wars. I think there's a Star Wars one as well. So yeah. So I guess that's pretty much it. Because no one else has anything. Sad times.
Afraid not. Still, Let It Die is still a good game. That's about it. Stay safe.
Casey is the only one with a recommendation. Casey is the only one that wants to bring joy to your lives today. That's how that is.
Hey, everybody, go see John Wick 3.
It's a good movie. Also,
Go
don't die in a
see
tornado.
Aladdin after seeing Dumbo. That's how you have to watch it.
Go find your own entertainment, jerks. I don't give a shit if you were enjoying your lives.
Is that the watching order? You have to watch Dumbo first?
Yes.
You got to bring it down low before it picks you
It
up.
has to be literally at the bottom beneath the floor.
Why don't you just punch yourself in the dick a few times before you see it? That'll set you in the right mood.
Yeah, that might help.
I feel like that might be more distracting than beneficial, to be honest. Like, that's not a thing that goes away in the space after that happens. Like, Dumbo, it happens, and then you forget it. But punching yourself in the dick, that sticks with you for a while. So that's an episode. If you'd like to get in contact, you do so through the YouTube channel, through the comments, or through Discord. We have a Discord. It's cool. Where people argue about gacha a lot and post memes and a lot of porn. I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of porn that happens, but only in one particular channel, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, we keep it. We do really good job of locking that into one channel. Even things that like cross post, like we have the meme section and things that are memes, but also they go in the porn section.
Please donate on Patreon if you feel so inclined. We would appreciate it. Yay! It's close to the end of the month. That means that goes through soon. Yay! Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for listening to the